In this video, excuse me, in this video we're going to go over how to reprice items through Inkfrog. One of the things that I do first when we're looking at repricing the items is our first thing that we want to see is we want to see that the item is being priced to where we can at least come out in the positives to make a positive profit on it. As you've been recording some of the sales here, you've noticed that there's been some negatives in the profit. So whenever we see a negative in the profit, at that point, that should give us an idea that our pricing, for some reason, whether it be SkuGrid or something like that, is not quite taking things into account like we need it to. So one of the things I do is I'll go back and I'll take a look at some items, and even some items that may not be making very much profit. You have like this one here, 24 cents or so. I have a kind of an updated price over here. These were some of the ones I was able to go through. I think I was on vacation at the time or before. So I haven't had a chance to go through a lot of these others that you've been processing for us. So what we really want to see is, we'll take a look at items like this where, you're making $14.62 on the profit side, $9. I do like to see those items if we're on small items like this, a $14 item, we're making $2 off of it. That's pretty good. You want to, probably just continue the price on that. You want to continue to be competitive on it. So the one item that you had identified was just like the handy wipes here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the handy wipes, and I'm going to just kind of take a look at. I'm going to copy this and take a look at what we have been. So I do Control F, and this will search for that particular item number. And so each time it's going to give me where it's at. Okay, so this over here saw that we sold this back on 6/15. It was negative 433 at the time. It looks like I did reprice that item. So for some reason, that's telling me it's still not repricing correctly if we're still having issues with it. So that means we may need to manually reprice it and just have it stay at a certain price. Hopefully that's not one of these items that fluctuate in price up and down. Okay, so then I go to the next level here, and so it looks like a recent one here. So we did bring the price up some to the 1994 gross, but we're still, as you'd indicated, losing some money on it. So I'm going to take a look at it, and it looks like you purchased it from Amazon. And here's a couple things that I do just to kind of do a quick search and see if I can find it for a better price. The nice thing about Amazon is, as long as you have the Prime membership, generally you won't have a cost on the shipping part of it. All right, so one of the things that you can do here, and this is actually kind of easy to do here, is let's say you don't know what the source is on the item. You plug it into SkuGrid, and for some reason it's just not coming up, which I've seen that a couple times too. So this is bargain 94, so I need to go over to the SkuGrid on bargain 94. And that's my support ticket on box.com. All right, let's see here. SkuGrid seems to be running kind of slow tonight. Just make sure. Sometimes you have to be logged into the store, so I just want to make sure it's was looking over this new listing that just got posted here. Okay. It's a new item I listed, but it was one that was pulled from Costco. I just saw it on Amazon for the same price. So, all right. All right, so this is showing our source is BJ's here, price $9.99, shipping and handling. We know that's not true. So for some reason, it's not pulling that up. So I'm going to go to okay, yeah, 2 days. So this is what I think is happening on the BJ's items is when we click on is when we pull this in from SkuFetch, I think it's taking the price here and it's saying this is the pickup price. So if we actually physically went in the store, this is what we would pay for it, and you wouldn't have to pay any shipping, right? But if we go here, then our price is $9.99, but you may have free shipping eligible over $100. Well, that means it's not free shipping. All right, so one of the things on this one, I think, deliver to 440. Okay, so sometimes what you can do here is you can click on deliver to, and it can give you an idea as to what it is eligible for. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll take the customer, and in this case, the customer is at 21643. So I'll take that, and we're going to go and plug that in right there, his zip code or her zip code. So I put the zip code in here, and I want to add that to cart, and then we're going to take a look at the cart. Okay, it's a ship this item. Let's see all offers. Only available to club members. Okay, we should be. Yeah, okay. I'm going to sign in with the new sign in. Okay. Already purchased the membership. So. Okay, so still see, this is still going to come up $5. So click the coupon. I've already joined. Maybe it needs me to link the account or something. All right, I'm going to have to go back in and take a look at it. But for now, it looks like I have created a tax exempt status for BJ's for it. So in a sense, it's going to cost $14.99. We ordered it from BJ's. But I think you mentioned it may have been out of stock or something like that. So lovely stuff here. All right, so the Amazon price, I think you said was $19.94. So I'm just going to take the calculator. I'm going to do the $19.94. I'm going to divide it by 0.82. This gives us $24.31. I usually try to take it and just round it up to the 50-cent mark or round it up to the next dollar mark. But I'll probably do it just like a penny below that. So like 24.49. Consumers like, for some reason, they like the 24.49 over 24.50. I think it's psychological, but all right. So I've got the listing here. I'm actually going to get out of this one. So I have the listing here, and a lot of times what I'll do is, let's say I, just like you did, I plug this in and I see, oh man, this is, we're losing here so this is going to be a negative item that hurts our sales. So I'm going to need to go in and reprice it. So in order to do that, I'm going to go to the listing. This allows me to click on the listing to take a look at what it looks like. So you can click on this, and this is going to show you what the listing looks like so far. So right now it shows that we've sold for, we don't have any available. That means when somebody looks at this, they are not going to be able to buy it because we don't have it in stock. So you go down here, and then of course this is what they're seeing as well. So I'm going to fix a couple things on this. So in order to do that, I'm going to click on the name itself. And I'm going to actually get out of this one because we're going to click back into it in just a minute. So I am now in listing through Inkfrog, and we're going to update it through Inkfrog. So I'm going to go through here, and I see some of these issues here. I'm going to take some of this out here. So we're going to go up to product features. And just make it look a little bit nicer. Okay, good there. All right, so basically what I did was just go in and kind of repair the poor listing that started out, and then now I'm just going to go down, and I'm not going to mess with anything else because most of it's already been done through our initial listing. But I'm going to get to where it says price. So the price $19.94. Well, we decided we were going to go with $24.49. I'm going to up the quantity then. In this case, I'm going to actually put 2 quantity. I want to see how they sell, and also make sure the $24.49 is coming out well before we put too many quantities on there, because you could have somebody come in there and buy a bunch of them, and we end up selling a bunch of them at a loss. But I think this is going to be a good price, but I do want to test it out because like I mentioned before, there are some states where we're going to have to pay sales tax on it. So if we had to pay the $5 and then another $2 or so for tax, then that's going to bring our cost up some more on it. So then now the other item that I just need to go down to, and I'm not going to mess with any of these items here, is go to under PayPal. You don't have to mess with this part, but under taxes, one of the things I'll do is I'll come down to Texas, and I'll put 8.25% for taxes. So you just type in the 8.25. I had already done it for this one. We don't want to apply it to shipping. But what this means is if somebody in Texas purchases it, then they will collect the sales tax for that. Or, I'm sorry, actually, without getting too complicated, basically I'll collect the sales tax and have to go back and pay it to the state. Those are the only two items that we really need to deal with on that. I think my Bluetooth just went out on me, so hopefully you can hear me through the mic on the laptop. If not, I can recreate this video. All right, so on this one, we're now going to save to library and launch, or schedule launch. I'm going to go ahead and click on launch immediately. So what this is doing is it's going through Inkfrog. It's telling eBay to list these items, correct these items in this manner. And in order to make sure that this actually worked, I'm going to go back to the top and I'm going to click back on this eBay ID. So I'm going to take a look at it and make sure this looks right. Okay, so now you see before it was none available and it was $19.94. So now we have two available and it's $24.49. And I'm going to go down here and see if my corrections were made, and that looks a ton better. Looks a lot more professional. We took out some of those almost hieroglyphic type things that look kind of weird. So now this is the new listing that's gone through, and now this is what the customers will see when they go through and take a look at it. So if they decide to go ahead and purchase it through here, then they will pay the $24.49, and we'll go back and recalculate it in here. The other thing you can do too is you can also kind of play around with this because these are this is kind of off a little bit. It kind of looks jagged a little bit, but you can kind of play around with it in here too. Is if you know your costs. So in this case, $19.94 is your cost from Amazon, and a quantity here. Let's say that Amazon's not going to charge you any shipping, but you're just going to go ahead and take an estimate. You're going to say, well, they might be from a state that charges sales tax. So I'm just going to put like $3 sales tax on it. So that tells me that you're already negative $23.24. And this is before you kind of sold the item, because what it's doing is it's calculating what your costs are to cover eBay. So not only do you have to purchase this product for $19.94, but you also have to pay fees to eBay and such. So let's go back over here to the gross sales, and now if we plug in that $24.49 in this scenario, we would still lose $1.70. And the reason for that would be that this $3 sales tax. But chances are you're probably not going to have $3 sales tax. So I guess let's be a little bit more realistic on that. So you have $24.49, and the average states are around 6% or 7%. Texas is 8.25 though. So $1.46. Let's just round that up to $1.50. So I was like twice as much. So if they purchase it from a state that charges sales tax, then you do $1.50, so you're making negative 20 cents. So still, we're probably priced a little too low on it. But if you were able to purchase it for this price and have no sales tax and no shipping, you'd make $1.30, which that's okay on that. I'd probably lean towards the $2 range for it if possible. So the prices that we saw from I think it was from BJ's, because it was $9.99 to purchase it. And then let's say there's no sales tax, but you have $5 on the shipping. So in this case, the $24.49 would be a good deal. So this is what we priced it at. If we can buy it through BJ's, even with it being nearly $10 and then another $5, not having to pay sales tax actually gains us $6.25. So you can see how it's a big difference on not having the sales tax versus having it, and that's the reason why we applied for no sales tax on it. But anyway, you can play around with those numbers, and I would probably encourage you just to go in and plug in what your costs are first, and then come back to it. So just to just to show you this, so if you did 1994, and then you had no shipping, and you had no sales tax, so you'd have to sell it for $20.24 just to break even. So if we came over here and did a gross sales of $20.24, well, actually, we came out negative because they calculated all the fees in it, because it actually doesn't take into account these fees and such. Yeah, so 24.49. So yeah, so 1994 is kind of high on that because even though it's no shipping on it or so, it may, if we can't get it for a better price, then we may have to go up on this price, or if we can't be competitive, we may have to end the item. But just take a look at that, and for now, let's go ahead and just price it at $24.49. If it comes back in stock on BJ, we're going to get a good deal on that. We could also take a look at Sam's and see if they have it. I think I may have looked, and I don't think they have it, but I'll usually go and look at Sam's and BJ's and Amazon. A lot of times BJ's and Sam's are going to have similar items. All right, so that's showing you how to reprice an item through Inkfrog. And so now, since I verified that it has been repriced, we can actually go back and see the live listing. And I should type in the handy wipe. And there it is, and it shows the updated price right here. And this also tells you how many people are watching it or interested in it. But really what we know that this is an item that's selling well, because obviously you've picked up on the fact that it's selling well, and unfortunately we've been selling it at a loss. So as long as we get the price up on it, we should be okay on that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end our listing here.